Hi guys, it's me, Joseph Limousine again, and I just saw the post that apparently Donald Trump reposted to his social media account, in which he depicts himself as a doctor, which looked suspiciously like Jesus Christ. I'll get into that picture in a minute. But let me just say that when I made up that video in which I compared Trump to the Jesus Christ in the Passion of the Christ movie, that was a joke. That was a pure joke. I don't really think that he's the Messiah or the whatever. But it seems like he really does think that he's the Messiah and the Redeemer, and yeah, I think it's time for Grandpa to leave the office of the White House because he's clearly nuts, and it seems like he's on a mission to piss off everybody in the world. But each religion, it seems like he's got like a little checklist to see. Like, let me see. I'm gonna piss off the atheists today. Today I'm gonna piss off Jews. Today I'm gonna piss off Muslims with the whole priest Allah thing. And he's gonna piss off the entire world by blocking the Strait of Hormuz. And I don't know what else he's gonna do next. But now he seems to be pissing off the Catholics by mocking or talking bad about the Pope, which I'm not very religious, but I know that that's one thing you don't do to Catholics. You don't really piss off the Pope and expect for good tidings, especially because he said that he's like a Catholic and the most religious president ever. Yeah, I believe that. I believe that, yeah. Yeah. He's very religious. Next thing you know, I'll be pissing on the Buddhists next, or the Hindus, or maybe the Jains. Let's teach, or something else. I mean, he clearly doesn't care about anything else. And I mean, he's the most anti-Christian, Jesus-y president that we have to think about, that we've had. He feels like both a Christian and a human being. So, anyway, I might get into that a little bit later too. But let's talk about this picture, right? You know, it's okay when Trump lubes himself and put some pictures of himself cosplaying as like astronauts, cowboys, I don't know, a good person, or as a Burger King, or anything to do, a fighter pilot, or whatever, what have you. You know, that's relatively harmless. You know, where he posts stupid things where it's in another occupation. I wish he worked in those occupations rather than my president, but he can't have everything. It's almost like he cheats on everything that he touches, and that he wants to make. He wants to do everything but what he wants, what his job is. You know, he doesn't want to be president. He wants to be police. He wants to be a psychopath. He wants to be this or that and the other thing. So anyway, he wants to be king. He wants to be this. He wants to be that. He wants to be the king of all kings, Jesus Christ. Which, yeah, this picture is very offensive to so many people. I'm not even religious, and I'm very offended by it. No, because Jesus Christ is supposed to be a good figure. He's supposed to be the Son of God that sacrificed himself for the good of humanity. Trump never sacrificed anything in his life. He was a sex maniac on Epstein Island, and he was a fraud, a liar, and he's a big bully, which is totally the most anti-Jesus and anti-Christian person you can think of. And to depict yourself as Mr. Christ himself is beyond blasphemy. And number one, I would think that that we're him, that we're him, being portrayed as Jesus Christ. I would think that you would pick a better picture than that. Much more flattering picture of himself. Maybe 20 years younger or 30 years younger than he is right now. Because right now he's like on the border of 80 years old. Unfortunately. So you would think he would pick up a better picture of himself. Not the old, crusty, demented figures that we see before us. Complete with orange makeup on, too. So there's that. And then there's the fact that his healing hand is like on a guy's forehead that looks suspiciously like Jeffrey Epstein. The guy who he supposedly never knew on Epstein Island, that was his buddy in a sexual deviance in which he raped young girls and did unspeakable acts to them, which I will not get into here, but it's very unchristlike. And he's even got, in his other hand, he's got the little ball that looks like the ball from the end of the Phantom Menace. Where they like a big peace celebration and stuff. Also looks like the ball from that I forgot what it was, the Saudi Arabia talk years ago during his first term in office. In any case, it's that. And if you notice that when they have a nurse next to him in the picture, they don't show her hands. So I like to think that when he's doing the little speech, or when he's healing that guy or resurrect that guy from the hospital bed, I like to think that he's giving him a little massage there, with little baby mushroom. And there's also a soldier there, which is blasphemous against the armed forces. And there's a picture of the Pentagon with Liberty in the background, which I'm sure if she were a real person, she would not give consent to him to put that up there. But he doesn't care about consent. He doesn't care about the word no. He doesn't care about it being legal and stuff. So then you get the MAGA people on the other side with the American flag. Of course, they gotta have the American flag in there and saying, please deliver us, Mr. Trump. And speaking of which, whenever I do that thing where I do in the name of Donald, the Eric, holding Melania, that's also a joke too, because MAGA people are dumb and they worship him like he's the Messiah or Jesus Christ himself or reincarnation of some other divine being. Please deliver us, Donald. Only you can help us. Only you can save us. Yeah, bullshit. So anyway, there's also a mysterious figures in the clouds behind Trump in the picture. So, I like that that's supposed to be soldiers in the original picture, but I like that he would consider these to be like his enemy, like the radical left Democrats or so on and so forth. And in particular, the demons would take on the form of Barack Obama, Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, and anybody else that he doesn't like too much. Especially because there was a guy that was in the Bible miniseries, which looks suspiciously like Barack Obama. I find that very funny, very coincidental. So anyway, with this whole image of him trying to heal or resurrect a guy that looks like Jeffrey Epstein, I would think that, yes, no, I would think that, I would think that he would try to distance himself from that scandal. But no, it just adds more fuel to his fire. More fuel to his hatred of everybody and their hatred of him too. So anyway, I don't think that it's working to offend. As far as what I said before about him being the most anti-Christian, or most Jesus-like figure in modern history, yeah, I still stand by that, because I think that in my heart, Jesus Christ would not approve of this at all. I would say, of all the people that were to imitate me or look like me or whatever, why did it have to be him? Why did it have to be the most selfish, the most egotistical, the most crazy and deranged person in the world? Why did it have to be him? Why Father? Why couldn't you pick somebody else? Why couldn't you let somebody else do it? Not Mr. Psychopath over there. In fact, do you remember the movie Constantine, in which the devil was so interested in John dying and committing suicide that he came down he went up from hell to get him himself, to collect his soul himself, and that when he was dragging the guy away, he couldn't do it because he sacrificed himself for the girl. Anyway, this is much like that. Like, I'm sure that when Trump passes on to the afterlife, if you believe that, if he does pass on to the afterlife, then I could just see Jesus Christ going to the pearly gates of heaven and talking to Trump himself, because we all know that it's St. Peter that does that type of thing, but Trump is a special case. So I could just see Jesus Christ right now meeting Donald Trump at the pearly gates and saying that, can I get into heaven? No. And then taking himself, throwing him down into heaven, throwing him down into hell, where Trump is so evil that even the devil takes notes. Oh, really? You did this, that, and this thing? Wow, that's really nice. You're my hero, Donald. Here, take my throne. You'll be the ruler of hell for the next 1,000 years. As per the movies. So anyway, I think that Trump did this whole posting this thing online just because he wanted attention. because he's a attention-seeking whore. And you know what? I think he got it, but in all the wrong ways, because even Mega is sick of it. Even Mega will give a picture when it is, because he's just so vile. He violated everything, and the fact that you picked on Jesus Christ, Mega's savior, Mega's religious icon, is really, really horrible and really hard. Next thing you know, he'll be making fun of the Jews with Moses and putting himself at Moses and splitting the radical left and all that other bullshit. Or, God forbid, he put himself in the shoes of Muhammad, the prophet for Islam. That will win hearts and minds. And take it well. Maybe they could have Trump as Donald the Buddha, because there is an unknown version of the Buddha that's a little bit chubby, and they could easily do something with Kali, the death god from Hinduism, be Donald Kali Trump or something. Some kind of stupid thing like that. So it seems like he's going through all the checklists of being pissing off the most amount of people. They're also pissing off people on the economic front by blocking Iran. Making a double blockade, because one's just not good enough. You have to have two blockades, and it won't be very pretty. The whole thing won't be very pretty. Anyway, I also view Trump as being the most anti-Christ-like person in the world, because there was a disabled beggar on the street. The real Jesus Christ would say, let me help this guy out. Let me give him something to eat. Let me give him some shoes or some clothing or some kind of makeshift shelter or something. Or maybe heal him. Donald Trump would say, ha ha ha, poor guy. And then just spit in his face and probably take dirt in his face too. So it'd be like, he's very anti people, and he's getting worse by the day. He should have his stuff taken away from him, the power and the nuclear code taken away from him too, because as the way things are going now, it looks like it'll get into even bigger conflict with the world involved. More of the world involved, because him and Benjamin Netanyahu seem to be in cahoots. That they want war, they want to promote more conflict, more dying and more killing, and that ain't right. That's not right whatsoever. So I don't like this picture one bit. It's sacrilegious, it's blasphemous, and it's unokay. Even when I did my parody of the Passion of the Christ with Trump as a mega idiot, I felt kind of dirty when I did that, because it might piss off some people. But if Trump does so without even caring of the consequences, without ever thinking about it, will this piss up my own base, or will anger some people? No, he just does whatever he does, like a force of nature, like this. He don't care whether he pisses off good people, bad people, or whatever and whatnot. Just as long as he's happy, gets the attention it craves, and that's it. That's it. Eat it. Like someone said once, Trump won. Fuck your feelings. Well, fuck your feelings whenever he pits on you, and he takes shit on you too. Anyway, he's a bad hombre, the worst guy in the world for president, and I think he's the worst through the religious thing that wants to be in power and all that. Whereas I remember that Jesus Christ was very humble. He didn't want any attention. He didn't want any big time cult that himself made. In fact, he hated that. But Trump, on the other hand, he wants all the attention, all the gold, all the power. He's very hungry and very greedy about it too. And he don't care who he steps on for it. Anyway, I thank you for watching my video out. Trump's very interesting post came right after Easter too, right after a few weeks after Easter. So you know that he's demented if he does at all, but when it comes to the sacred holiday of Easter or Christmas, that's when you know that he's a little bit screwy in the head. Very screwy in the head. And just impeach Bum now and throw him out of office. You know, if you have to get him out by force, because he's making a mockery of himself, and he's making a shit show out of the entire White House and the Taiwan War, which is his fault. It's just a big crap show for the whole thing. Anyway, if you like what you see here, you want to see more of my stuff, just like, comment, share, or subscribe to my channel. Well, if you would like, you can contact me for future videos on different subjects by calling me or texting me at 631-707-3707. And if you want, you can follow me on Twitter or X, if you prefer, at PMuslimPro. Also, my email is jjsviewingchannel@gmail.com. So remember, guys, I salute all you guys of the ancient land. Support the troops. I feel sorry for them for having to make such a difficult decision with such a bonehead for president and commander-in-chief. I think he likes all of that, you know, like student and stuff, even though he didn't earn any respect whatsoever by his bone spurs diagnosis and all that stuff. And yeah. So God bless all the troops in America, and fuck Donald Trump hard. And peace out, my brothers and sisters. I'll see you in the next video. All you girls and guys in Interland, sayonara and ciao ciao.